Let's talk about hidden or unlisted jobs. So, unlisted jobs, hidden jobs are the same thing. And they say that 80% of jobs are hidden. Now, is that true? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if it's 80%, 60%, 50%, 30%. What I can tell you is that hidden jobs do exist. The number of them is technically irrelevant because if you think about it, if you're not in the hidden job market, you actually don't have an advantage. If you network, you speak to people, you have access. If you have access to a market that other people don't have, your job search becomes easier and better. Now, do you have access to the job market? If you're not getting messages from people saying, hey, there's a role that we would like you to apply to, or if you're not receiving private links from people you speak to, then the bad news is you're not part of that unlisted hidden job market. So the question is, how do you get into it? What do you need to do? It's very simple. You need to talk to people who have decision making ability, people who can recommend you to hidden and unlisted jobs. Before we get into how that happens and how you do that, let's understand why the market exists in the first place. Now, if you're looking at unlisted jobs, you're looking at a job market that is shielded from the general public. And the reason for that is a number of different reasons, but let's look at a few common reasons. Number one, companies don't like their competitors to know who they're hiring. Companies are quite secretive. They don't want their competitors to know because they might be competing with them for products, services, market share. They might be keeping things under wraps. You also have to think about if somebody in a role that the company has gets promoted, they have another role they need to fill very quickly. And they would probably want to ask their existing team of people in the company who already work there to recommend something. So rather than spending money with a recruitment agency, rather than putting a job board out there, letting everybody know that they're looking for a particular type of role, they're going to tell their existing team, hey, who do you know that could be a good fit? They might have a time limit until that role becomes public or until it becomes public due to it not being filled internally. Then you have a 4-week window of an unlisted job being added, or that unlisted job gets filled before it even reaches the light of day and you never knew about it. It's because you didn't speak to people. So the moral of this story is let's speak to more people who have access to hidden jobs. Now, do recruiters have access to hidden jobs? Yes, but they become unlisted and listed on the job boards because they're putting up job adverts to try and fill them. So when you're dealing with recruiters, they might have been unlisted roles, but now they become more public. Now, how do you get access to unlisted roles that aren't public? You don't deal with recruiters, you deal with decision makers. These are people who are doing the job that you want to connect to and a job that you want to do at a senior level. So, for example, I work with a lot of data analysts now. If you reach out to senior data analysts, you reach out to people who have decision making ability or influence in the hiring process. And if they have influence in the hiring process and there are hidden jobs in that company, they could recommend your profile to somebody who handles the hidden jobs. Now, for you to be able to genuinely have access to that, I talk a lot about the tier system. You have tier 3, which is application. This is roles you apply to. Tier 2, which is recommendation. These are roles that you're recommended to. And tier 1, which is invitation. These are roles you're invited to. The majority of you watching this video right now are limiting your job search to just tier 3, application. 0.47% success, meaning you apply to a 100 job type of strategy over a 4-week period. You get one interview, maybe no interviews. That's because you're in tier 3. If you get into tier 2, recommendation, you have a 44% chance of securing interviews and offers because you're dealing with people that can recommend you to traditional jobs as well as unlisted jobs. That's where you really want to be. The more people you connect to in tier 2, the more likely tier 1 will happen, which is invitation. Invitation is 71% likely to get you into a role. So if you're invited to a role, you have a 71% chance of securing an interview and an offer, providing that the interview goes well. If you're invited for a role, you're not competing with 5,000 people. You're maybe competing with 2, 3, 4, most likely up to 5 people. So those are better odds. So you want to be in tier 1. Will tier 1 happen for everybody? No. Can tier 2 happen for most? Yes. Is tier 3 the best place to be? No. You want to be in a role that actually generates so many opportunities. Sorry, my phone's ringing. So many opportunities that you get recommended and invited, not into just the traditional jobs, but into the unlisted roles. That's where you really want to be. Okay. So think about it this way. The more connections you make, the more access you will have to those positions. Make sense of your job search in that way. Put the time and effort in, and you will see magic literally happen.